Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask, Heidi. It's Friday, the 11th day of March. It's National 311 Day because it's 311.
Okay.
It's National Funeral Director and Mortician Recognition Day today.
All right.
National Johnny Appleseed Day today. You know he's a real person, right?
I've heard that.
Appleseed, yeah. National Oatmeal Nut Waffles Day today. That's pretty darn specific.
That's very specific.
National
but they sound
Worship.
amazing.
Yeah, National Worship of Tools Day today. I wouldn't say I worship tools. I probably need to treat my tools a lot better than I do. Sometimes I leave them lay in the yard. I can usually never find them when I need them, so I'm certainly not worshiping my tools. National Promposal Day today, which reminds me, Heidi, will you go to the prom with me?
Sure.
All right, we got to find one that'll let us go. All right, and I've got a guest. When I was at the prom, his music was playing. DJ Jazzy Jeff.
Ah, yeah.
Going to talk about NBC. Actually, it's their spinoff thing called Peacock. They've got a thing called Bel Air. We're going to chat all about that coming up.
At BetterCreditCards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at BetterCreditCards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. Do you associate St. Patrick's Day with luck? If you don't, you're not alone. According to a recent study, 87% do not believe St. Patrick's Day is a lucky holiday. Heidi, do you believe that?
I don't believe it's a lucky holiday. No, I believe that it's an Irish holiday, but not a lucky holiday.
Well, it's a week away, so I thought that would be perfect time to talk about this. Despite that, 53% of people will be wearing green next Thursday. What about four-leaf clovers? Are they considered lucky?
Yes.
You might be surprised to learn to the extent at which some people believe they often rely upon luck. 68% of people believe in luck, and even those who don't, 31% still abide by superstitions just in case. Top lucky beliefs among Americans: beginner's luck, wishing on a shooting star, throwing a coin into a fountain, and nearly 1 in 10 make decisions based on their horoscope. By the way, 62% have spent time looking for four-leaf clovers.
I carry a four-leaf clover in my wallet at all times.
Do you really?
I do.
We've been married 22 years. Have I ever seen this?
I don't know, but I can
Did
show
you have
to
it when we met?
Yes.
Well, that explains everything. All right. Surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Did you know? Brought to you by RadioTravelGroup.com. Heidi, did you know? Some fish, if they're given a tattoo, will try to scrape it off if they catch sight of themselves in a mirror.
Who would give a fish a tattoo?
They did it for a study indicating...
That's just cruel.
Well, listen
I would
why.
think PETA would be all over this.
Probably are. This indicates, though, that they have mirror self-recognition. So fish can see themselves in a mirror, and they know that it's themselves. That's what this is about, according to a study published in the Journal of PLOS Biology. Tattoos resembling parasites were applied to the test fish's neck to create the optical illusion that there was a parasite there for them to remove and eat. Scientists call this an exciting revelation, considering self-awareness as a trait that has so far only been conclusively shown in humans and chimpanzees. Our dog does not recognize herself in a mirror, and now she won't even look at herself in the mirror.
No, she doesn't look anymore. She used to when
we
she was
first
tiny.
got her, she would bark at herself in the mirror. And now I hold her up to the mirror, and she'll look away, and I get her closer, and she'll look the other way.
She refuses eye contact.
I refuse to look at that dog.
Yeah.
All right, we don't know everything, but now we know this. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. After seeing a movie starred all three versions of Spider-Man explode at the box office, Paramount knew exactly how to respond. They decided a new Blue's Clues movie that will feature all three hosts should be involved as well.
Oh,
So Joe
my
and
gosh.
Steve, and there's another one. Who's the other guy? Joe and Steve. And
I know there's a new one, but Steve.
was adorable. Yeah.
I love Steve.
All right, back to Spider-Man now. Tom Holland nearly lost his teeth while filming Uncharted. Oh, I guess that's not. He was in Spider-Man. Anyway, he plays Nathan Drake in that movie. And then back to Spider-Man now. Tom Holland's mother called Spider-Man producers to insist that her son get enough toilet breaks. I can see, apparently there was something going on. He talked about it when he was on Live with Kelly and Ryan. He revealed that his mother phoned the studio on his behalf, worried that his costume doesn't have a zipper, so you need to make sure he has enough time to use the restroom between takes. So I can see you doing that. She's kind of a
mama bear.
She is. All right, that is Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now your scoop of the day comes your way, courtesy of BetterCreditCards.com. Scientists say they've cracked the code on the perfect non-alcoholic beer. A team at the University of Copenhagen say after years of research, a little trial and error, drinking beer, they've come up with a way to produce a group of small molecules called montepernoids, which provide a hoppy flavor and aroma that non-alcoholic beer was lacking. They add that to the beer at the end of the brewing process. No brewer has been able to correctly do this in the past. The scientists also point out this as their way of brewing. It's much more sustainable this way and could be applied to brewing regular beer in addition to non-alcoholic beer. So they're going, hey, this works really well. These guys in the lab there at the University of Copenhagen, they've come up with something here.
Well, that's fantastic.
All right, you ready for another beer story?
Sure.
A massive new beer spa is opening in Ontario. It'll be the largest in the world. The website for a place called Muskoka Beer Spa in the cottage country north of Toronto says it'll feature an outdoor pool, 2 large hot tubs, dump bucket, and 4 saunas in the nature setting where you can grab a beer from the outdoors cocktail hut or attached craft brewery and enjoy it in lounge areas around the pools or sit in the beer garden. Guests will be able to stay in cozy cabins, which include a draft beer tap in the room along with wet bars. But it's not all beer. Think of Nordic Spa experience with beer festival twist. The beer spa will have mobile treatments like massage therapy, also yoga and mindfulness classes. Sorry, no beer allowed in the mindfulness classes.
I have never heard of a beer spa.
With enough beer, you will be mindless, though. Live music events are also planned. So their beer spa opens April 7th, and Heidi's already searching.
I think that sounds like a blast.
I knew you would. That's why I thought I'd share it. All right, thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show. I'm really excited to visit with our guest today. If you had a chance to watch the Super Bowl a couple weeks ago, you saw commercial after commercial after commercial for a new TV program called Bel Air. It's a TV program that's a reimagination of the beloved sitcom The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Well, one of the people involved in that project is a guy by the name of DJ Jazzy Jeff. He has multiple Grammy and American Music Award wins and nominations, and we have him on the line right now, Mr. DJ Jazzy Jeff. How are you, sir?
I'm great. How are you?
I am absolutely fantastic, and I know we're going to be talking about a TV project, but many people know you for music. From the mid-'80s all the way up until now, you've been putting out music, and it's cool. Even the stuff from the mid-'80s is still awesome and holds up to this very day. How great is that?
Oh, my gosh. Like, this is, being a musician first and foremost, you always want to create a body of work that stands the test of time. So this is a blessing. This is an absolute blessing to still be here.
And I also remember this little television program that came out. It was called The Fresh Prince of Bel Air, and people absolutely love that program. Now you've got this new project called Bel Air, which is out on the Peacock network. Let's talk a little bit about that.
So basically, you know what? We didn't want to do a reboot of The Fresh Prince of Bel Air. They just took the same cast and the characters, the same subject matters, and just moved it to 2022 and said, what if this was real life? And I think they absolutely nailed this, and turning this into a real life drama in 2022. I know some people kind of get demo-itis and they want, the same thing that they've had in the past, and this is not that. This is a reimagining. You know the characters, the storyline, but it's just done in a real life depiction.
And I had mentioned a little bit ago, everybody who watched the Super Bowl saw a commercial after commercial after commercial. So it's been very, very well promoted anyway.
Yes, I love it.
Now, one of the characters on this project is you, and it's not you playing the character. You got an actor that's playing you. What is that like? Is that flattering to see somebody else portraying you in this project?
It's absolutely flattering, but it's absolutely the biggest Twilight Zone moment of my life. Like I was just starting to get comfortable with the idea that I played a character on television. Now I have to get comfortable with someone playing me that played a character on television. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. But Jordan did an amazing job. I really love what they've done with this show, and I'm super happy to be one of the co-hosts on the podcast.
Yeah, and let's talk about that, because you and your co-host, each week you guys kind of talk about a lot of different things that have to do with this particular program, Bel Air, and then you also have guests on the program from the show as well. Is that right?
Yeah, we didn't want to make it a recap. Myself and my co-host, Aida Osman, really wanted to kind of have open conversations about, the people behind the scenes and the people in front of the camera who kind of flipped this in a completely different fashion. We wanted to talk to the showrunners and the executive producers, from everything from music to fashion on the show. We didn't want to do a recap and just kind of rehash what you've already seen. We wanted to take a little bit of a deeper dive in the show.
So if I'm reading this correctly, you also have guests on the program as well. And so you have like cast members. Have you had the chance to talk to the cast member who plays you?
That's coming up, but we're talking to everyone. We've talked to a bunch of the cast and the crew. We've talked to the executive producers. We've talked to the music supervisors, just really trying to find out how they got here and what do they think about the reimagining of the show.
Well, I'm excited for the program, and I know a lot of folks are excited for the program, and many people are already fans. And Fresh Prince of Bel Air back in the 90s had a huge following, so I'm sure you're going to have an amazing following for this project as well.
I am too. Like, this has been so much fun because there weren't podcasts in the 90s. There wasn't social media in the 90s, so just having more tools to really dive underneath the hood of this show is been a lot of fun.
Well, it's been a lot of fun to visit with you as well. Mr. DJ Jazzy Jeff has been our guest. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat, and we look forward to catching this program.
I appreciate it.
Again, you can catch Bel Air on the Peacock network. I'm going to throw a link to that and also a link to his project as well, Bel Air, the official podcast, in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
At bettercreditcards.com, our mission is to help you get a better credit card. Why pay more interest than you need to? We have cards with amazing points and perks. If you're not a point person and just want the lowest interest rate, you can find those too at bettercreditcards.com. You can also find credit cards designed to help you build your credit. BetterCreditCards.com wants to help you get a better credit card. Give yourself a little credit at BetterCreditCards.com. That's BetterCreditCards.com.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Generally, the colder the air is, the smaller the snowflakes are. I've noticed that before. Like when it's really, really, really cold,
I guess I've
you
never
don't
paid
usually
much
have
attention.
big, huge snowflakes. Yeah. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The tomato is Arkansas's official state vegetable, and their official state fruit in Arkansas is also the tomato.
Okay.
So their tomato is a fruit and a vegetable. You know what it really is? It's a fruit because of the placement of the seeds. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Don't know how we know this, but astronauts cannot belch in space.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't know how. Apparently they tried. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The first telephone answering machine was 3 feet tall.
Oh.
92 centimeters tall, too.
That's crazy.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
The word yo was first introduced in the 15th century. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it was. All right. Several fun facts. Now you know. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
It's Bernie Carrick, former New York City Police Commissioner. If you own a gun, you need to check out StopBoxUSA.com, the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home and get instant, reliable access to that gun. It's an awesome weapon retention product, especially if you have little kids at home or frequent visitors. Get access to your gun in under a second. StopBox is the safest solution to keep a firearm in your home.
Use discount code RADIO to save 10% at StopBoxUSA.com.
You need to check out StopBoxUSA.com.
Now, the question of the day comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. I don't think I told Heidi this one at all. So we tried this out for the first time yesterday. So this is going to be our new feature here. I think we're trying it out.
Okay.
And what I'm going to do is I'm going to post this question of the day on our Facebook page. I'm not going to put the answer on Facebook ever, but I will have a link to the show notes, and I'll have the answer in the show notes. So if you miss it on the radio and you see it on Facebook and you're going, oh, now I don't know the answer, it'll be in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Okay, here's the question of the day. When asked to name what sound makes them happy, 15% of people said this. What is it, Heidi?
A child's laughter.
No, that's not the answer.
Oh.
That is a good answer. But 15% of people say the sound of a cat purring makes them happy. A cat purring.
Okay.
Yeah, Heidi is not a big cat person. She is allergic to cats.
Yes,
That
I
is
am.
your question of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com.
The Vegas Travel Center is offering 3 days and 2 nights accommodations to Vegas. They'll completely waive the package price. Plus, you get tickets to your choice of activities as well as meals. Jump on this now. Obviously, a deal like this isn't going to last. When they're gone, they're gone. So don't miss out. Just call 605-210-5220 and they'll get you set up for a great getaway. Call now for this special radio offer. 605-210-5220. That's 605-210-5220.
Now, some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. Tesla owners have been banned from making a certain noise come out of their car after the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said it violated safety standards. As a result, the electric car maker is recalling 579,000 vehicles from the U.S.
What?
A recall. Tesla vehicles that
Wait,
have...
for what?
Listen to what it is. They have what's called a boombox function, which allows drivers to play sounds through external speakers while it's moving. Well, there were people using this to make it sound like their car had bodily noises coming from it.
Oh,
Yeah.
I would be doing that all
I
day
know
long.
you would. It's exactly what she would do. Anyway, they can play sounds through external speakers while moving, effectively turning it into a boombox on wheels. The feature debuted in a software update in 2020, presented as a way to increase pedestrian visibility through warning sounds. One of the warning sounds included, though, was this bodily sound. You know the one, comes from back there, allowing drivers to draw attention to their cars with the sound of that, of that. I've got a link to that if you want to see it. It's in the show
I
notes.
see no problem with this.
It's very weird. That is why it is today's Weird News, brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com.
John and Heidi.
Time now for the list, brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. This is the top 10 mistakes dog owners make. Top 10. Number 10, neglecting a microchip. Only 15% of dogs in the U.S. have a microchip. Number 9, your wants, their needs. Daily exercise, proper nutrition, all things that your dog needs. If that's not things that you can do, they're saying you shouldn't have that particular kind of dog. Number 8, poor hygiene. If you don't take care of your dog, that's not good for the dog. Number 7, no rules or boundaries. If you don't have rules and boundaries, that's actually not good for the dog. Number 6, negativity about your dog's personality. They're saying before you get a dog, make sure their personality actually works for you and yours works for them. Number 5, giving your dog more human food than dog food. Heidi.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Number 4, expecting more than you can train for. Number 3, punishing your dog. They're saying be really careful because a lot of that goes wrong and it can actually make the dog worse. So be very, very careful on how you're doing that. Number 2, ignoring medical symptoms. And the number 1 thing is not enough exercise. I've got a link to all of this in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Aloha! Are you ready to enjoy a little slice of paradise? GMDvacations.com is a family-owned, professionally managed vacation rental in sunny Kauai, Hawaii. Your family will absolutely love the area, and the vacation rental has room for up to 6 guests. Why stay in hotel rooms when you can have your own area at a vacation rental from GMDvacations.com? Visit Hawaii with us and make your trip to this tropical paradise one to remember. On Facebook and Instagram, online at GMDvacations.com.
Time now for the quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. This is from Shelley Darlingson, who is played by Anna Faris on a TV show or a movie called The House Bunny.
Oh, okay.
Here's her quote. I always liked Anna Faris, by the way.
I do too. I think she's adorable.
She is, and she's so funny. All right, here we go. Instead of the mahi-mahi, may I just get 1 mahi? Because I'm not that hungry.
Oh, cute.
That is really funny.
That is funny.
Have you ever had just 1 mahi?
I have not.
When I get it, I get mahi, 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 mahi.
It's good stuff.
Yeah, it really is. All right, that is your quote of the day. It comes your way courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com. They're also known for quotes, but they're known for insurance quotes. Again, InsuranceChicken.com.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of RadioTravelGroup.com. A couple brothers, 2 brothers in their mid-50s, have been reunited because Edward Waits decided to travel to Lake Tahoe during a massive snowstorm. During his visit, he was interviewed about the conditions by a local TV station. He was on TV for 4 seconds. 4 seconds.
Okay.
That's all. But that was enough time for his long-lost brother Randy to spot him and to recognize him.
Oh, wow.
Randy wondered if there was a Waits family connection. His daughter did an internet search and found that, in fact, Edward and Randy shared a father who left the family shortly after Randy's birth.
Wow.
And the boys were raised separately. Edward was stunned when Randy's family contacted him in January. The brothers finally met in person last month. Randy said, "I've waited my whole life to know someone like Ed. I just wanted to be the best brother I can be. And I know he wants to do the same for me." End quote.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That is really, really cool. So how bizarre is that, though?
Yeah.
That's how that happened.
Yeah, really.
We love to watch the show Unsolved Mysteries. I grew up watching that. Heidi grew up watching that.
Mm-hmm.
And now we'll watch that from time to time on Amazon Prime. And
you get to see the updates.
Yeah, they get updates where it's like, update. So-and-so called our call center.
Yeah,
that's
a pretty cool show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really neat. And nowadays with like 23andMe and Ancestry.com and all those, there are people who are finding each other because of that. So I just think it's really, really neat. Did you ever think that how cool it would be to have like a twin that you found or something? When I was a kid, I always remember hearing.
I always thought it'd be cool to have a twin, but I wouldn't want to just all of a sudden stumble upon one.
Like,
I don't think.
Who are you? Are you me? No, I'm me. Who are you? All right. Anyway, these guys are not twins, but they are brothers. That is our good news for today. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Friday.